Hello YouTube. So in this video I'm going to talk in depth about my latest version of the M1 Abrams tank. And it's been 2 years since I published anything new about this creation, and that was when I published it with my Het tractor trailer. And you can see that in the background. Since then I've been incorporating S-bricks and also improving on the design in general. So before I start talking in depth about this Lego creation and taking it apart so you can see how it works on the inside, I wanted to mention to those of you who are interested that not only am I selling Lego Digital Designer files for this creation, but I'm also selling parts for this creation as a kit. And I'll be talking more about that at the end of this video. So here's my latest version of the M1 Abrams tank, and this creation is fully functional using Lego power function motors and is remote controlled using an S-brick. This creation is built at 1/24th scale and has roughly 1,400 pieces. This creation also features headlights, taillights, independent suspension, and can fire a Lego Technic dart. So let me start taking apart this Lego creation so you can see how it works on the inside. So to start off taking apart this Lego creation, let's first remove the top of the turret so I can show you how the firing mechanism works. In this creation, the firing mechanism is controlled by the same motor which controls the gun elevation. Now let me explain more how that works. So I have a single motor which controls this worm gear, and as that worm gear travels in one direction, it controls the gun elevation. Then when you reverse the motor, it controls the firing mechanism, and that's by pulling on a fishing line which is connected to the Technic dart. I also want to show you this mechanism that I have here, and this just controls the fishing line tension. So this way there will always be enough tension in the fishing line to fire the Lego Technic dart. So now that I have the entire creation taken apart, you can already see how compact it is on the inside of this tank and all the wires that run through it. You can also see the independent suspension, and you can see that each of the road wheels are connected to a crank which is suspended by rubber bands. For this creation I use a 6 AAA battery box, and that is connected to the LED lights which turn on as you turn on the entire creation. Then also connected to the battery box is the S-brick, and this is what allows me to control the entire Lego creation by my phone through Bluetooth. I have a medium motor which is controlling the gun traverse, and then another medium motor which controls the gun elevation and firing mechanism. And then I have two large Lego power function motors which are reduced to 1:2 to drive the tracks independently. So I wanted to talk more about the independent suspension system, and here you can see the road wheels have a lot of travel, and this allows the entire tank to run over some pretty large obstacles. One more thing to note is that the suspension provides a very smooth ride over some pretty tough terrain. And to show you how the suspension works, I put together a single road wheel, and here you can see how it works. I'll probably do a how-to video on this suspension system, but in another video. One thing to note is that in this, in my tank design here, I cut the red axle that I have on this suspension system in half, and there are ways to do it without cutting any Lego pieces. So here I have a small rubber band connected to a Technic half beam, and that provides the suspension for the road wheels. So let me show you these rubber bands which I use for this. And these are just orthodontics rubber bands which you can probably find online if you just look up these specifications. Now let me put this tank together and finish up this video. So at the beginning of this YouTube video, I mentioned how I was selling Lego Digital Designer files for this creation, and if you check out the YouTube description below, there will be a PayPal link which you can follow, and that will allow you to pay for Lego Digital Designer files directly through this website. And I always send the Lego Digital Designer files to the email that's on your PayPal account. And for those of you who don't know, Lego Digital Designer is a 3D designing software which I use to design all of my Lego creations. And you can use this program to generate step-by-step building instructions for my Lego creations. You can also use the Lego Digital Designer file to generate a parts list, which you can use to order parts off of this website, bricklink.com. Then if you're not interested in finding parts yourself, you can always send me an email at zachmacasset@yahoo.com and I can put together for you a kit which I will be selling. I hope you like this video. Please like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.